What you just saw was the teaser for Zombies at the end of the Black Ops Cold War reveal a couple of weeks ago. However, today we kept working on the terminal Easter eggs for these Tandy 1000 computers that Treyarch sent out, and with the community's help, we found what we believe to be either a Zombies reveal time or perhaps Zombies coming into Warzone. Zombies are definitely coming on Monday. We're not sure what, where, or when, but let me walk you through the steps of the Easter eggs so hopefully this reveal makes more sense. Today's Easter egg started off pretty simple, but then got complicated very quickly. So the first thing that happened today is the little bomber man on top of the computer started moving left and right and stopping on these little dashed lines. At the same time, the printer gave us new instructions telling us to put the particles in order, and we didn't really know what that meant, but the bomber guy kept moving every 5 minutes on an interval. He would always slide around on top of the computer, but he was sliding to different places. Each one of these lines is not a number. If you count them, there's 26 of them, and that means that each one of them corresponds to a letter of the alphabet, so clearly we are getting a coded message out of the Bomberman, and now it's up to us to figure out exactly what it is and what it does. Well, the community beat us to it. It's actually a URL that has 3 commands for each of the 6 terminals, which gives us a metric ton of terminal commands. I think this is the most that we've gotten in a day. So all of the influencers and content creators started punching these into their terminals to figure out what exactly was going on. And when I entered these commands into my terminal, I got kind of the same thing everybody else did. The first thing was a screenshot from Zork, which talks about a lever in the ground. I didn't really understand it at first, but it was a hint about what to do next. The second screenshot that I got was from a super old Activision game called Hacker. I have never even heard of this game before. It is a dinosaur of a game, but it turned out to be extremely important for our puzzle. Now, when you look at the hacker screen, do take note that the city skyline is not random, and the bomb positions on that screen are also not random at all. And the final thing that we got, each of us got a different set of subatomic particles in various varieties, pretty much one of each particle. And then after all of the particles, Sean got a decoder screen that helps us decode whatever these particles are kind of supposed to be. This is one of the few areas where I was actually able to be helpful because I knew how to get on Wikipedia and find the standard organization or standard model of subatomic particles. It's kind of like the periodic table of elements, except there's no elements, they're just particles. And at this point, Geeky Pastimes just totally went out of control, crazy, cracked, and started solving everything faster than we could. Huge shout out to Geeky and his community. They were solving this Easter egg faster than anything that we could ever hope to imagine, and they pretty much did the rest of it for us. It was incredibly fast how quickly they were deciphering. So if you want to get the answers fastest, you should probably go to his stream sometime. The particles gave everybody codes for the safe that's been sitting in the background. So as you can see on screen here, I'm kind of getting all my stuff together and entering my code into the safe to kind of see what it's going to do, what the big reveal inside of it's going to be. And I'm typing very slowly like a potato. Matter of fact, so slowly that I can actually commentate faster than I can type. But the safe does open, and inside the safe there are 2 incredibly complicated pieces of paper. The first one looks a lot like that skyline with reticles and symbols, and the second one is more complicated actually. I kind of didn't know what to make of this one at first, but then I realized those looked like buildings in Warzone, and then I took a closer look and I realized that all of these look like pieces of the stadium in Warzone, and they're numbered just like the stadium as well. And I didn't quite know what to make of these reticle pages. I did notice that they matched the skyline of the hacker game, but this is where Geeky Pastimes kind of figured it out ahead of us. They actually create an alphabet, because if you go into the stadium on Verdansk and you look around, you'll notice that some months ago they actually added all of these reticles to various places in the map, and you're supposed to go find them, and you find them and you put all this information together and it kind of spits out an alphabet, and you use that alphabet to decode images from the hacker game. You line it up with the skyline, the lines go all the way down to the bottom, and then you decode the word doing reverse order bottom to top with the bombs. And it definitely helps that the stadium is color coded, just like our terminals are color coded. So everything is kind of coming together here. And when you put all this information together, it takes you to a URL or a series of URLs with bombs. Each one of the bombs has a specific time on it. It says boom and tick, and it has a certain number of dots. When you put all of the words on the boom, on the bombs, on the boom together, it'll take you to another Pawn Takes Pawn website with a cipher for the stadium. Now, if you look carefully, you'll notice that the stadium kind of looks round enough to be a clock, And you'll also notice that we have a weird dot and slash cipher and codes for hour and minute and second, and you're supposed to use the times on the bombs and the position in the stadiums and the areas, and all this stuff is kind of coming together. And what you get out of doing all of this work, which is a kind of a tremendous amount, and I can't believe the community even did it, is another cipher, which when you solve finally at the end, takes you to the very last page, which is another Zork command thing. And it's like, okay, well, we're doing more Zork today. And I'm like, okay, we're done for today. The Zork page is here. We're good to go. But then I look, there's a little URL written in red on the right-hand side of the letter, which when you type in, takes you to a page for zombies. It's called Decaying and Degraded, and this is absolutely a teaser for Black Ops Cold War Zombies. And on the Zork page, it says that the next steps are coming on Monday. So that's going to be Monday the 28th at noon. We had a follow-up games of Zork that we have to play to get the codes out to solve this, but this is a confirmation of Black Ops Cold War Zombies. Or is it? So here's kind of the weird thing. Here's my speculation part here at the end of the video. Everything that we've done so far has been Warzone related, and I'll admit that the terminals and the timing and the coding and all that, pawn takes pawn, that all ties into Black Ops Cold War, but it seems very, very Warzone heavy, and Warzone's lore has constantly been about exploring the bunkers and secret technology and digging deeper in what's hidden below. I have a feeling, a real feeling, that zombies are going to come to Cold War before we get the Black Ops Cold War reveal. So Monday we could solve this puzzle, and it's a Black Ops Cold War Zombies reveal trailer thing early, and as soon as we crack it, it goes live, and it's a big community event. Or we get a teaser that indicates that zombies are coming to Warzone on Tuesday the 29th, which will be the next day, and that would make total sense that we had a zombies mode or a zombies area, and zombies can totally be put on that game mode because it worked just fine in Blackout. This one runs a little better than Blackout, so I don't see why they couldn't add them. I don't know if we're going to be getting reinfected on Warzone. I don't know if Warzone is going to be adding zombies. I don't know if this is going to be a Black Ops Cold War trailer. I don't know if zombies are going to come onto the Warzone map and start transforming it ahead of the Black Ops Cold War launch, because Warzone is going to transfer to being underneath Treyarch's guidance for their version of Battle Royale for Black Ops Cold War. So there's a lot of things that could happen. We could get a standard zombies reveal, we could get zombies in the game, we could get a new map, we could get a lot of crazy stuff, but I guess we will find out on Monday. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.